Welcome back, y'all, to A Moment with Miranda, where we take a few minutes to reflect, reset, and remind ourselves that we are enough. Today, I want to talk about something we all face at one point or another: change. And if you're like me, change happens every day. And sometimes it hurts. Now, let's be real. Change is hard, like the hardest thing ever. It's very uncomfortable, and sometimes it feels downright paralyzing. When life throws change at us, our instinct is often to retreat, to push ourselves back into situations that are familiar, that we feel safe and comfortable. We want to stay where things make sense, where we know what to expect. But here's the thing: growth does not happen in comfort, and that's very unfortunate. You see, life is about growth. It's about challenging ourselves to take that next step, to level up and become the person we want to be. And that's why we have to learn to roll with change. We need to embrace it. As hard as that may sound, we need to hold on to it and we need to say, hey, change, I'm coming and I will do whatever you want. Because the reality is, change is not going anywhere. It's a constant. I can guarantee you, you will change. But how do we adapt to it? And how we adapt to it truly does define us. I've been through times where change shook me to my core. Times when I wanted nothing more than to go back to the way things were, to hold on to the familiar. When things change, our worlds get shook up and we feel like we are grasping onto things that we don't even know what we're grasping to, and we just want to go back to how everything was, where it felt just right. But every time I had to make a choice. Do I stay in the past, or do I trust myself enough to move forward? I always chose the path forward. And let me tell you, trusting yourself in the midst of change is not easy. Sometimes it feels like you're stepping off a cliff with no idea where you're going to land. And there's a chance that you're going to jump into the Mortal Kombat fatality pit. Okay, that's a little bit exaggeration, but here's what I've learned. When we let go of that need for control, when we trust ourselves through the process, something amazing always happens. Change has a way of shaking our confidence, doesn't it? You might feel lost or uncertain, like you don't know if you have what it takes to handle whatever's coming your way. But here's where the magic happens. When you stop resisting change and instead allow yourself to grow through it, you often come out stronger, more resilient, and more confident than ever before. Think about it. Every time you faced a change in your life, even the tough stuff, the stuff that we don't talk about, but you can talk about it. It's okay. You should talk about it. Haven't you learned something? Haven't you grown in ways you didn't expect? It's in those moments of uncertainty, when we challenge ourselves to adapt, that we find out what we are really made of. And that's where true confidence comes from. Not from knowing exactly what's going to happen, but from trusting that you have the strength to handle whatever comes next. So next time you're faced with change, whether it's a career shift, a move, a new relationship, or just life throwing you in a direction you did not expect, I want to remind yourself of this. Change is here to help you grow. It may not feel like it in the moment, but trust that it's pushing you to become the person you're meant to be. And even when it's uncomfortable, when it shakes your confidence, know that you were capable of adapting and growing stronger than you ever thought possible. Letting go of the need to control every outcome can be terrifying, flat out scary, but it can also be freeing. When we trust ourselves and roll with the changes, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, new growth, and that new level of confidence that we have never had before. And I really want to promise you that at the bottom of that pit, there are not spikes. No matter what, you're going to be okay with every moment of change. It will be hard. It may not be easy. But there's no spikes at the bottom. Nobody's getting a fatality today. Thank you for spending this moment with me. Keep growing. Keep believing in your value. And trust that change is shaping you into the best version of yourself. And as always, remember, you were always enough, babe. Always.